Greetings, YouTube. So we're back once again for the third installment in the Toy Story saga. Now, I loved the first one. I thought it was a cinematic gem, breakthrough in its style. Yes, the humans didn't look all that great in some ways, but the toys looked wonderful. And the characters they established, the warmth, the depth, it was just a thing of beauty. It was an instant classic. And the sequel, in my opinion, was equally as good. So, well, they finally announced they were going to do a third one, and they were tackling the storyline of Andy having been almost on the cusp of adulthood. He's 17, he's leaving for college, he's ready to go into the world. What happens to his childhood toys? I recently watched Young Frankenstein with the commentary track by Mel Brooks. It's just Mel talking, and he loses track of his train of thought repeatedly during this commentary track. It's quite entertaining. But he made a comment that really stuck with me. He said, a comedy has to have emotion, because if there isn't emotion with the comedy, it isn't funny. And I really have to agree with Mr. Brooks. I think it's one of the reasons that so many films that are presented to the public in the last 20 years as comedy, I don't find funny. Because there is no emotion. There is no heart. Well, Toy Story 3 has got heart. It's got a heart 3 sizes bigger than it needs to be. It was wonderful to see the characters again, even though there's fewer of them, because a lot of the toys have been passed on. But he still has some of them left in his toy box in his room. He never brought himself to get rid of them. And they're desperate to be played with again. But he's 17. He doesn't play with toys anymore. As he packs things up to go to college, he decides he's going to take Woody with him. And he packs up the rest to go into the attic. And they were expecting this. They had framed in their head that it was okay to be in the attic. It was alright. Maybe someday they'll get played with by his children. Except there's a screw up. And the toys go to the curbside. And they think that Andy has thrown them away. And there's a rift between Woody and the rest of the crew. Because Woody knows that Andy wouldn't do it. He's a true believer. But the rest of the toys, they're ready to give up. They're ready to be donated to a daycare center so that they can get played with. And so they go. And they discover, much to their horror, that the play center, that the daycare center, is like Dachau, Auschwitz. It is a prisoner of war camp run by one warped, twisted toy. When he escapes, discovers that he can't leave his friends behind. And in the ensuing adventure, they pay homage to a number of different films. And they never, ever lose heart. And there's a scene in the third act. It's a dark, grim scene. It is quite frankly the darkest scene I think I have ever seen in a child's movie, a kid's movie. And our heroes, the toys, realize there is no hope. And the only people they have are each other. And I'm a 45-year-old man sitting in an audience with tears streaming down my face. They, of course, survive. And they go on. And Andy, finally realizing what he has to do, passes his toys, his beloved toys, onto someone who will play with them. This is a beautiful film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was great to see or hear the voices again. Ratzenberger playing the pig, and he does Ratzinger rather. He has such a wonderful job playing Cliff Clavin again. Don Rickles as Mr. Potato Head is just a joy. Rickles is a gift to us, and I don't think enough people appreciate him. And it was just a great time. My wife thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I look forward to adding this to my collection. I realize I don't have any of the Toy Stories, so I'm going to have to start collecting them. But if you enjoyed the first one, if you enjoy animation in any way, shape, or form, you've got to see the Toy Story series. And number 3 to me is a perfect cap, a perfect end. It's complete closure. I loved it.